Hello, welcome to Off Grid Thoughts channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on a Delco Remy 10SI clone alternator. This is a reproduction clone. So, I have it disassembled. It's a brand new unit, but I always like to, take units like this apart just to see what's actually inside of them. Uh, this was advertised as a 63 amp unit for a 12 volt system. I'm going to be converting this to a one wire voltage regulator because right now it has the it's a 3 wire unit. Um, so I'm going to be uh, discarding the voltage regulator that came with it. So one thing, when you have your brush holder and you have this resistor on it, this resistor is for applications that use the your a warning light. So if you've got a warning light wired up or it's in your vehicle's harness, that's what this is for. I'm using a one wire regulator with a volt gauge, so uh, you don't need this for the alternator to function. This is just for the warning light circuit. So I'm going to be discarding this resistor for my application. Um, Initially, I had kind of thought this bearing was a little bit dry, but I tested a lot more, and it's not. I think it's fine. Um, so, but this rear bearing, the cage on it, um, and how the rollers roll and spin, and I really think this is the bottom of the barrel type of quality bearing. I'm going to go ahead and change it out. I don't think that typically happens. I think they're typically adequate to high quality, and this one just is not. But I don't think you're going to run into that most of the time. But I think I bought 3 of these units, and I think they were sitting in the warehouse for a very long time. But I think in this case it was just quality. Um, so another thing I wanted to go over was brushes. I like the style of brush that's already solid all the way through. Um, on this style, you can cut the ends of them off and make a brush that's just like this. These are traditional style brushes. This is a newer style of brush. They've been out for a very long time though, but once the end is worn down to the top of the hole, then you end up with 2 sides of the brush. Um, and I don't prefer this type. But again, you can cut the end of it off or use a rotary tool or something similar, and you can get the same desired effect. Um, so really, I'm only doing 3 different things to this. That is, I'll be replacing the rear bearing, be installing these traditional style brushes, um, and I test fitted the brushes in this black plastic brush holder to see if the operation was correct, to see if they slid back correctly, and they do, and this will work. So I'll be using traditional brushes in the brush holder. Then I'll be installing a one wire voltage regulator. So those three different things. Pretty much, I had a rebuild kit, and this has six 25 amp diodes in it. I looked up the numbers on this one, and it also has six 25 amp diodes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll reinstall this one. So I'll have this one as a spare. But what it is what they're doing is they're putting a large heat sink on it, because I honestly thought this was like a 35 amp diode rectifier, but it's just the fact they put on the large heat sink. So that was why, which that's adequate for a 63 amp stator. It's not a heavy duty rectifier. It's just a standard duty rectifier, and for what I'm going to use it for, um, it'll be perfectly adequate. So, but these 10SI alternators, they're very good because you can pretty much, depending on your application, there are available parts for them. They're rebuildable. Uh, they're really good for off grid. So, that's something, if you have a little bit of mechanical skill, and you're thinking about off grid or something like that, this could be a very good thing for you. If you match the correct amperage or voltage of your alternator to your application, um, you can actually set one of these up to charge your off grid batteries. Um, you don't have to buy one of these generators that you're not able to fix, because maybe you don't have the knowledge, or the generator's very proprietary in its parts, or you can't get the parts for it. So that's why I'm building my own off grid generators, uh, so I can be able to service these generators. So I'll be building several of them, and I want to make sure that I can I that I'll be able to maintain them throughout the years, on my off-grid property, when I do decide to live on my off-grid property. So that's the thing about off-grid. You can take your time, even if you're not ready to live off-grid. You can take your time, get your equipment done up. Um, but I'm just doing this so I don't I don't have last minute issues when I am living on my off grid land. I'll just be able to, if I've got an alternator out, I'll have a spare. I can put it on, and then I don't have to worry about it. And then I can, uh, the unit that's not working, I can pretty much check for any issues, rebuild it if I need to, change a part. So I hope that's helpful as far as off grid. YouTube is a good source of information to be able to rebuild alternators and things like that. Um, But yeah, the 10SI is a widely available alternator, and it's a good alternator to learn how to rebuild one. So, hope that helps. Thanks a lot for watching.